All right, Lloyd Machedo, it's media from LloydMachedo.com with Lloyd Machedo, Think Personal Branding. And it's 5:25 in the morning, Thailand time. I was completing my online work and suddenly I got this from, what is this? Okay, this is taken from New York Times. Okay, one is New York Times, another one is sfgate.com. And there are plenty of other articles that have come in. It's just come hardly a few seconds ago, hardly a few minutes ago. There is Salton, there is Daily Beast, Tech Live, TRT World. Okay, so, okay, what I'll do is I'll read out from two papers. Okay, two papers. And this one is, which just came out 48 minutes ago. Okay. What it says here is, I'll put the links, check the links down below. So New York Times reports ex-U.S. intelligence officers admit to hacking crimes in work for Emiratis, for the UAE. Okay. And it seems that they belong to a trend of Americans working for foreign governments trying to build their cyber operations abilities. Now, this article is pretty damaging, especially, it's coming out before Expo 2020. And UAE is trying its level best to keep a very clean-cut image. If you see Gulf News, Khaleej Times, national paper, there's nothing controversial that is coming out, nothing like, shocking. They're trying to keep it really clean. So for US to come out with this, especially at a time like this, it doesn't look very good, especially when you have US, UAE teaming up with Israel and trying to show that we are very open-minded and we'll follow international protocols and we want, to be the best country in the Middle East. In fact, one of the articles that came on Facebook, sometimes I'm a troll. This guy posted in Khaleej Times, we are going to be the number one AI hub in the world or something like that in the region. So I put the comment down below. Always UAE is going to be. It is never is. It's going to be. So it's always in the future. So they play with words and grammar. Anyway, so what it says here is, this one is New York Times. Okay. The man had worked for Darkmatter. You can Google search Darkmatter. I'll put the link. That was exposed by Reuters. That it was this company that was supposed to be into technology and AI and IT, but it's actually founded for spying on people's software. And if you check Al Jazeera, just Google search Al Jazeera, where they were exposing, that time UAE and Qatar were not in very good terms. They have put this software into iPhones where, normally when you get a link or you get an SMS or you get an email, you click on that link and then it redirects you to another site and downloads and saves something on your phone. So the software that they have is so advanced, you don't even need to click anything. You don't need to open anything. Your phone can remain dormant. Your phone can remain, people think if I just leave my phone without putting it on, it's off. It's not. It's never off. The phone, as long as there's a battery, and that's why if you see the smartphones, you can never remove the battery. Olden days, you could Alcatel and Nokia, you could remove the batteries. These phones, the battery is inbuilt. So even if you switch off the phone is actually on. And this is not me speaking from my pocket. You can check YouTube. You can check some of the tech reviewers. What they actually say, the phone is 24/7 on. And that is how they can locate and track anybody if they want. They keep it as cyber security. And this was, urban legend has it, that these were the agreements that were made after September 9/11, when they decided we are going to spy on everyone, all the citizens. So they needed a tracking device where wherever you go, they can follow you. Like, you're traveling, for example, you're going on the road, Google Maps, how they can spot you where you are. Your SMS, you get it downloaded even though you're not interacting with your phone. So the phone is a device that is like a tracking device, okay? So they had this advanced software which was developed by Darkmatter in association with ex-US intelligence officers for the Emirati government to spy on people who they didn't like. In fact, if you check Khaleej Times, they've come out with this new list of wanted people. I never saw such a list being publicly sent out. In Khaleej Times, they put that also. They mentioned Emiratis and all that. One guy even said, "Loy, how come your name is not there?" I told him, "Baba, I'm a small ant." Some 500 views on my video. I'm not even smaller than a cockroach, small cockroach. In fact, by the way, you know that parody video that was put on YouTube, which got almost 8 to 10 million views, the guy would have earned $200,000 for that amount, that many number of views, or 20,000, at least say $50,000. The UAE government or someone from the UAE representing the UAE put a copyright strike, and that whole video had to be taken down, and they lost 10 million or 8 million views. Now he re-uploaded it. The poor fellow, man, I just feel so sorry for him. A YouTube video that would have helped him get $50,000 or $100,000. They put a copyright strike on that video and it's gone. It's so sad. I really feel bad for him. Okay. Anyway, so what it says here is the 3 former American intelligence officers hired by UAE to carry out sophisticated cyber operations admitted to hacking and violating US export laws that restrict the transfer of military technology to foreign governments, according to the court documents made public on Tuesday. They're saying it is illegal, but almost every ex-CIA, FBI, military, I'm even in touch with some of the ex-military, some ex-mercenaries. They sometimes send me messages from, I don't know, from these fake email addresses, and how I know that they're real. Trust me, they are very real. I know when someone's fake. I know when someone's faking it. I know when someone's real. And there are some of them who are actually based in UAE, yeah? Ex-military, ex-mercenary, ex-CIA, FBI, whatever. They're actually based in UAE, and they're, like normal people. So some of them send me messages and they tell me, like, this is bullshit, this is real. Even if I post a video, they tell me where I'm wrong. Okay. So, yes, these sale of technology and spyware and military, it goes on. It's only which one do they choose to expose? So that's the big question. Oh, my elbow's paining. Let me just put this proper. Okay. Then the documents detail a conspiracy of 3 men to furnish the Emirates. It's not just 3 men. Only 3 men have been caught, but there are many more than that. With advanced technology to assist Emirati intelligence operatives in breaches aimed at damaging the perceived enemies of a small but powerful Gulf nation. The men helped the Emirates, a close ally, American ally, unauthorized access to acquire data from computers, electronic devices, servers around the world, including computers and servers in the United States, prosecutors said. As per what I understand of the American law system, when, if they really want to destroy your life, they can really destroy. So they tell you, okay, we'll give you a bargain. What you can do is you can plead guilty and we'll make the punishment 6 months, 1 year, and then you can go. Otherwise, you might end up, we will push on and we'll push for almost 20 years. So sometimes they agree to be guilty. So in this one, I think they made a bargain. Okay, we'll admit our mistake. We'll say we're guilty. Just give us a short, punishment. And one of the reasons to do this is because, that's how we play the game of politics. Okay. So, where was I? Okay. The 3 men worked for Darkmatter. Google search Darkmatter. It's still there on Wikipedia, a company that effectively an arm of Emirati government. They are a part of to trend a former American intelligence officer accepting lucrative jobs from foreign governments, hoping to bolster their abilities to mount cyber operations. I think Qatar really did its job in ensuring that these people got exposed, especially with Al Jazeera. So legal experts said the rules governing the new digital mercenary are murky, and the charges made in public on Tuesday could be somewhat of an opening salvo in a battle to deter former American spies from becoming guns to hire overseas, which always happens. In fact, all the weapons of the Taliban, all the weapons of Iraq, Iran, everyone, it's just a bloody political game. They just have the weapons they sell, and that Tony Stark movie, Iron Man. It's the same thing. You sell the weapons, it goes into the wrong hands. This is how the game is played. And then they say, oh, we got attacked by the mountain goats. Oh, the biggest technology, biggest, most advanced nation got. And that's how the 2 tall towers, which were made of concrete and steel, fell like paper, just by How do you do that? And the third building, it just collapsed without anything falling on it. Yeah, nothing hitting it. So explain that to me. Yeah. Anyway, the three men, Mark Beer, Ryan Adams, and Daniel Gerkiki, okay, whatever, bad at names, admitting violating US laws as a part of 3-year deferred prosecution agreement. If the men comply with the agreement, the Justice Department will drop the criminal prosecution. I told you, plea bargain or whatever. Each man will also have to pay hundreds of thousands of dollars in fine, the amount they have earned working for Darkmatter. So whatever money you earned, give it back. The men will also never be able to receive a US government security clearance. That's very bad. But I'm pretty sure they'll be asked to offer their services once again if they want a second chance. Mr. Bayer worked for the National Security Agency. Unit carried out the most advanced offensive or cyber operations. Mr. Adam and Mr. Gericki served in the military and in the intelligence community. Darkmatter had its origins in another company, an American firm called Cyberpoint, that originally won contracts from the Emiratis to help protect the country from computer attacks. So the relationship is very strong. In fact, it seems now for Expo 2020, they are taking much more technology from US and Israel just to make sure that Expo 20, they don't have any Houthis or Iranians or any anti-UAE guys attacking. Because remember, the Houthis had sent a Twitter message that they would one bomb in the glass buildings. This was somewhere on Twitter. I don't know if it's still there. Because UAE and Saudi got into a war that they could not win. Anyway, Cyberpoint obtained a license from the American government. By the way, I forgot to tell you, UAE also wanted to release a web browser or something like that, got to work with Mozilla, but they got refused because they wanted some digital certification, but they were refused because of this spying expose. Cyberpoint obtained a license from the American government to work with the Emiratis, a necessary step intended to regulate the export of military and intelligence service. Many of the company's employees had also worked with highly classified projects for NSA and other American intelligence agencies. Yes, that is why UAE was donating a lot. They had a lot of their representatives in the American Parliament or Congress or whatever you call it. And Donald Trump were good friends. They were very good friends. But Biden, I don't think he likes him so much. Okay. But the Emiratis had large ambitions and repeatedly pressed Cyberpoint employees to exceed the boundaries of the company's American license, according to former employees. Cyberpoint rebuffed requests by Emirati intelligence operatives to crack down encryption codes to hack websites housed in American servers, operations that were run afoul of American law. Also in Reuters, if you read about Darkmatter, it seems that many of the Americans that were working, but when they were told to hack into America, Americans are very patriotic towards their country. They were like, I'm sorry, I didn't sign up for this. I didn't say yes to attacking my own country. I don't mind fucking up other countries, but not my own country. Okay. Then in 2015, the Emiratis founded Darkmatter. Nice name, like Dark Knight. Forming a company not bound by United States law, and lured numerous American employees of Cyberpoint to join. Darkmatter employed several NSA CIA officers according to the roster of employees obtained by New York Times, making the salaries of hundreds of thousands of dollars a year. Money, 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 money. So this was the NYC article. Please check it out. Link is put below. And this one, SFG, what they're saying is more or less the same, but in a different way. The headlines is 3 former US officials charged with UAE hacking scheme. The 3 former US intelligence military operatives have admitted providing sophisticated computer hacking technology to the United Arab Emirates and agreed to pay nearly $1.7 million to resolve the criminal charges. In agreement, you pay money, I will let you go. And that the Justice Department described on Tuesday as the first of a kind. Okay, anyway. You can read the whole this thing. The only other extra bit which they have not put in the previous article was hackers for hire and those otherwise support such activities in violation of the US law should expect to be prosecuted under criminal conduct. Mark Lesso, acting Attorney General of the Justice Department, National Security Division, said in a statement. And now they actually mention some UAE names. Prosecutors said the trio left a UAE-based company, US-based company that was operating in UAE to join an Emirati company that would give them significant increases in their salaries. The companies aren't named in charging documents, but Luri Stroud, a former National Security Agency employee, said she worked with the three men in the UAE at US-based Cyberpoint and the then UAE-owned Darkmatter. The company's founder and CEO, Faisal al-Bannai, told the Associated Press in 2018 that Darkmatter takes no part in hacking, although he acknowledges the firm's close business ties to the Emirati government, as well as hiring of former CIA and NSA analysts. Okay. Prosecutors said in between January 2016 and November 2019, the defendants expanded the breadth and increased the sophistication of operations being provided to the UAE government that bought exploits to break computer and mobile devices from companies around the world, including those based in the US. This includes the so-called zero-click exploit, which can break into mobile devices without any interaction, that Bear bought an unnamed US company in 2016. And then finally it says here, the letter sent to former CIA officials was signed by Sheetal Patel, Indian name, an agency assistant director of counterintelligence. It described a detrimental trend, a practice of foreign governments hiring US former intelligence officer to build up spying capabilities. Some examples included access to CIA information or contacts for business opportunities, as well as working for state-sponsored intelligence companies in non-fraternized countries. We ask you to protect yourself and the CIA by safeguarding classified trade craft that underpins your enterprise, Patel wrote. Anyway, so these two were the articles. I'll put the links down below. Let me know, do you think it harms the UAE's reputation? Do you think it's going to impact Expo 2020? Or do you think it's just okay, nothing is going to happen? You let me know in the comment section below. Okay, I just thought I'd give this breaking news at 5:20 in the morning. It's now 5:45. Okay, give me a support, a little bit of thumbs up, like, share. YouTube's bullshit, whatever. But overall, what I feel is this doesn't look very good for the UAE, and they're really kind of exposing UAE, and UAE is losing its credibility because now everyone knows you're employing spies, CIAs. So who can trust you? That's a very big question. Who can trust you? I mean, you betray your own people who support Palestinians by supporting Israel. You say fuck you to other countries like Qatar, who was you are all neighbors, and you try to destroy your own brother in arms, and just to team up with one other one. So who can trust you is a big question. Anyway, you let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. What do you think? Do you think I'm right? Do you think I'm wrong? I'd like to know your views. And this is me signing off. Take care.